All right, so we're hanging out here with Marty Cordova as he's here at the weigh-ins for UFC 92. So all of a sudden, we're kind of seeing you around the event. So kind of explain your tie to UFC, if you're a hardcore fan, or what the tie is.
I definitely am a hardcore fan, but I grew up here in Vegas, and I've known Dana and Lorenzo since I was before high school. So I've always wanted to be involved in it, but I was playing baseball, and I really couldn't go to any of the fights. So now I started coming to the fights a lot and really enjoy it, and starting to get to I fly to a lot of events with them in England. I'm going to Ireland on the 17th with them, and it's just really entertaining. I used to like boxing, but this is obviously a lot more exciting. It's shorter, faster. You know, it's if you lose, it's not the end of your career. You can keep fighting.
Yeah.
So it's been great. And I started a company called Skeletal Metal, and now I'm involved with that because we're kind of going after the MMA type fan. So that's how my involvement is with UFC.
All right. So what was, let's say, first Lorenzo like as a kid in high school?
Actually, for being from a very wealthy family, he was just a regular guy, cool kid. All the girls liked him, of course. And he met Teresa at his wife now when she was a junior in high school, and they've been together since then. So he's a real straight stand-up guy. Great family, great parents.
All right. How about Dana?
Dana was another story. He was kind of a punk in high school. I'm just kidding. Dana's a great guy, but you know, Lorenzo was an athlete. We were athletes. Dana was more just friends with all of us too. He didn't play sports, so it was kind of two different crowds that I hung out with: the sports guys and then Dana's crowd. But he hung out with Lorenzo and all of us as well. So.
All right. What was Dana's crowd like?
Just, you know, the guys that like to party and have a good time, get in trouble, a lot of fights, you know how that goes.
All right.
It hasn't changed at all.
Well, because, you know, I found it interesting the other day, it was actually a while back now, but on the reality show they were talking about what sports that guys played when they were young, and Dana was saying, you know, like, for example, because Amir was saying, I never played soccer, and Dana's like, so what, I never played baseball. You know, that's not an excuse, and I thought Dana was lying, but I guess he certainly didn't play high school baseball.
No, he didn't play any sports at all. He was always into boxing. He was athletic, of course, and he could fight. I don't know if people realize that he really can box.
Yeah.
When I would come home to train in the off-season, I would train with him, and he would fight me with one arm, and I could use both, and I couldn't even come close to it.
Right. It's not like you were a low-level athlete.
Yeah, but boxing's a completely different sport than baseball.
Yeah. All right, well, tell us about the fights. Who are you into? Like, who are you looking forward to seeing on this card?
I'm really looking forward to Forrest Griffin because I know him pretty well, and he's a great guy, and I really want him to win. And as far as Rampage Jackson, I hung out with him in Minnesota a couple of times when he was there. Yeah. Kind of hope he wins.
And the other one was Mir and Nogueira.
Mir and Nogueira.
Yeah.
Of course, I want Mir to win.
Okay, all right. You have you have guys that you're fans of, or like particularly buddies of, aside from the guys you mentioned?
Well, I know Randy pretty well, and Chuck Liddell. We hung out quite a few times, and Forrest. Those are the three guys I know mainly. Yeah. that I like a lot.
You think back to your Major League Baseball career. Can you think of someone or a couple of guys? I mean, obviously they're guys. I'm sure they're Major League Baseball players. When you guys went out, you knew were scrappers. Probably got into fights here and there. Was there a guy over the years that you know, maybe not technically they could do it, but you know, in terms of theory, they would be a badass fighter?
No. Nobody can hang with these guys. It's a completely different animal. These guys not only can box, but they wrestle, they do everything. If you think you're tough, any one of these guys would kill any guy that thought he was tough in baseball.
Yeah. How about the guy who thought he was tough? Can you think back to a guy who did scrap often and was kind of a badass?
Actually, most of the guys I played with were pretty, you know, Sidney Ponson was the only wildest guy I know.
Yeah?
He beat up a judge in Aruba.
Yeah.
He's got in trouble. But
he's a heavyweight.
He's lost a little weight since then, but he's probably one of the biggest troublemakers that I know.
All right, so the twins were all good guys, for the most part.
Yeah, Tom Kelly made sure we stayed in line or he wouldn't play you.